Okay. Hey guys. Thank you for coming to another awkward live stream. Gonna take just a quick second to make sure no problems, but so far no echo. So we're already on the right path. Am I okay? I am in full screen right now, right? Ah, I see there's been a lot of conversation about dips, condiments, and what else? Chips? Yeah. Hey guys. Hello everybody. Welcome to the party. Yeah, I guess I'm going to try to make it a party. I can't promise I will succeed in that, but thank you for being here. Let me just say a couple quick hellos. Obadiah is here. Buddy's Guy, Derek Smith. Hanging with Void. I don't know if you're still here, but hello. Morgan's here. Morgan's here. Derek, I think I said Luis is here. Okay, cool. Positivity Gives Purpose is here. Hello, Positivity. Steve, hello. Okay, we got all the regulars. Great. Okay, so guys, we can do this a couple different ways. I can give you like the shorter Cliff Notes version of this tutorial, or we could make it real tedious. I would like to leave that up to you before I get into it. So tell me how you would like to learn this tonight. Do you just want a brief overview of how it works, or do you want to get real granular with it? Let me know. Teaser, yes, this will be archived. Yes. I am Buddy's Guy. I hope you are too. Yeah, I was, it's been a busy week. I've been doing a lot of filming, a lot of writing. I recently connected with another YouTuber. I made a YouTube friend, guys, and she's so cool. And she like is doing so well on YouTube, and she's in a totally different lane that I am. But it's been her name is Gabby. Glam Girl Gabby. She's awesome, and I really appreciate people that have nothing to gain by sharing their knowledge. Like, they just want to be helpful. They just want to help you succeed. I so appreciate that quality in people. So, yeah, I'm trying to do the network thing more, but just not looking at it as networking. It's more like, I just want to meet some friends, I think that's because your friends you'll go to bat for, and you'll want to help. So it's more about cultivating friendship, really, than networking. Anyway, so let me see here. Okay, Positivity Gives Purpose is saying granular. Okay. Yes. Okay. What else? Granular. Steve says granular. Okay, I thought everybody was gonna want like the Cliff Notes version. Okay, we can do that, and I'll try to do it as quickly and efficiently as I can, because I know some people, I have a tendency to ramble, and the live streaming is such a skill. Okay, I'm still getting better at it, but mutual support and sisterhood for the win. Yes, Obadiah. Obadiah, your comments kill me. All right, it's 2 a.m., so I'm gonna head off, but super interested in this. Oh, great, yeah, it'll be up, so if you want to watch it later, great. Okay, so we got a couple votes for granular. Anybody that just wants something quick? I totally agree, Luis. Yes, absolutely. It is about really friendship, I think. I mean, I think as a YouTuber, it can feel like maybe it's transactional on some level, but like if you really connect with somebody, it's not about that, It's just about relating to people and connecting with people. Mom, John, Mom, Dad, I'm home. What's for dinner? Serving up awkwardness tonight, John. Hope you're hungry. Yes, all right. Well, I saw mostly granular, so let's get into it. Okay, so you're gonna need this is what I'm using, and I'm not saying this is the only way to do this, but this is how I do it. So first of all, we will switch from turn the webcam off here, and we will go into After Effects. And I've already prepared a scene here. Let me, maybe, should I back it up a little bit? We want to see the whole thing. So this is basically it. This is a still photo of Morgan and I having some fun in some sunflower fields. It's a still photo. So how do you breathe new life into something that's just a flat image? Well, you do that by taking the image and separating it into layers. So you want to have like an element in the foreground and an element in the background. And then what you do in After Effects is you manipulate the movement, the animation of it, to give this illusion. Now I've done a couple extra things here, because I just got to go extra with everything apparently. But I did add a little bit of dust, some, just some ambiance, I don't know. I added some warmth. I added a vignette, just little things that can enhance the end result even more. So okay, so yeah, Morgan, this was like 8 years ago. Yeah. Hey, Resaleaf, good to see you here. Okay, so this is the effect. So I just kind of mocked that up to get, yeah, I just mocked that up today. I also, just for you guys, I created some notes this time. An introduction to parallax. So there are a couple definitions that I really liked in Googling the definition for this. Parallax is a visual effect. Let me zoom in here. Parallax is a visual effect in which the camera is in motion and the foreground and background appear to move at different speeds. Okay, so that's one definition. The other is this one. Parallax allows you to create the illusion of movement and depth by turning flat images into 3D scenes. You probably see this a lot with like scrolling websites. A lot of websites use parallax now, but it does have many uses, and one of those uses is creating photo slideshows. If you're a photographer and you want to highlight some of your work, your portfolio, I think this is great for this. Works great for trailers, many uses for this effect, and it just seems to be everywhere now. So I figured, well, let's see what I can teach here. So I made this screen as well. Required software for what we're doing tonight will be Adobe After Effects and Adobe Photoshop, and we're going to start in Adobe Photoshop. So here's what I have when I open up Photoshop. Let me zoom out a little bit here. And if you can see my screen, oh boy, no beach ball, no, don't, okay, thank you. Let me save. Why are you getting tired already? I've barely done anything. Okay, so if you look to the right here, you will see on the right side that I have 4 layers, okay? The original layer that I had before I did anything was just the background. This is just the still image, nothing has been done. So what I needed to do to separate these elements, the first thing I needed to do was put Morgan and myself on our own layer. And I did this by using the lasso tool in Adobe Photoshop. So I basically I clicked this icon and I spent a little bit of time. This is the time consuming part of this, but I got real close. Let's zoom in here. I got real close on the edge. I'm just basically drawing a mask around the contour of our bodies. And as an additional step, I also added a little bit of very subtle blur just on the edges, so it's not so sharp and it can blend a little more seamlessly into the scene. So that was step 1. And it looks like she's missing an arm here because the other layer that we have is the leaf. This was also part of the picture. So we have the leaf in the foreground, Morgan and I in the center, and then we have the background. Problem with using this background is that if we do any sort of scaling or changes to the position once we get into After Effects, this can be problematic because our bodies will start to bleed into the outer edges, and you kind of want to hide that if you can. So the way you do that is on the background, you'll see this is the end result. Okay, now that looks like kind of odd, but it will work in the composition. And I use the healing brush for this. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Healing, healing, healing. Come on, Amy. I want to heal. No, that's not it. Where is it? Is it under here? Healing. It's called the healing brush. I know that. Okay, healing brush tool. Okay. And Photoshop has what's called content aware now, which is, it's probably not that new, but it basically, through some power of the algorithm, it can determine if you were to like draw over a certain area, it will try to guess what would be behind it. And so as you can see here, it's taken the trees and blurred the edges a little bit. And it looks a little bit sloppy, but this will work once we get into After Effects. So I took my healing brush, and just like any brush in Photoshop, you can change the size, the hardness, spacing, season to your liking. Wait, what have I missed? Where's my arm? Okay, I'm behind. The healing brush. Yes, Steve. It only works in Photoshop, not for other things, but yeah. I love magic too, Luis. Expecto Patron. Yes, agreed. We all want to heal. I know. All right. Well, I can't heal everything, but I can heal this picture. Okay, so there's our background, and now we have us on the middle layer. Are we all following? We've got the leaf in the foreground, and we've got the background. Now, once I have these separated in Photoshop, then what I will do is import that Photoshop file as a composition into After Effects. So now we will move over to After Effects, and I will, let's see here. Do I want to start from scratch? What's our time? 17 minutes already. Okay, well, let's do this. I am going to take off all the, now you know what? Let me duplicate this composition, and we'll say attempt number 4,821 bajillion. Okay. Sometimes you can't get it right the first time, so. Can I use that brush on my childhood? Oh, don't we wish? Certain elements, yes. In surgery, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. In surgery? Oh boy. Positivity, magic. Thank you, Positivity. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to disable the dust layer. I'm going to turn it off by selecting the little eyeball. Pretty self-explanatory there. The eyeball allows you to see, so if you turn it off, you can't see it. So that's good to know. So what I have done is I have imported my asset, which was a Photoshop document, and I dragged the individual layers from that Photoshop file into my timeline. Just drag it from here. Wherever you import it, you just click, drag it into here, in this space right here, okay? Let me show you what's going on here. So with the background, this is all that the background is doing. A very slow zoom out. And you could zoom in if you wanted to. You can get some pretty cool effects the way you position everything. So that's what the background is doing. And I haven't done anything extra here, except I've added a little bit more blur so that you can't really tell once our bodies are overlaid that if I turn us on, it's a little bit easier to hide the healing, I guess. I don't know. So we got the zoom on the background, and then for Morgan and I, what did I do here? Did we go in? Okay, so what I did with our layer is I slowly scaled it up, and I slowly positioned it so that it's moving kind of to the left, just with basic keyframing. So if I go into my transform properties, the only thing that I'm animating here is position and scale. And so you'll set a keyframe by hitting that stopwatch. I think we understand that, what the stopwatch does. What Easter eggs? What? I bought $60 of chocolate on clearance today. Did you really? Yum. Chocolate sounds kind of good, actually. Let me take a quick break. And is this still hot? Yes, it is. Okay. Thanks, Derek. John, in programming, there are no bugs, only features. Yeah, that's kind of true here too. Okay, so what have I done differently for our layer? Let's solo it and we'll see. If we solo it, it's just a very slow zoom in, but kind of at a slightly different speed than what I used for the background. And that's important because that's kind of what makes the effect so cool. You've got each layer moving at different speeds and just in slightly different positions. And that's how you create the illusion of depth. So that's what I did for Morgan and I. And then for the leaf foreground, which we drew a mask and separated in Photoshop, this layer, let's see what we did. We went into transform, and again, it's just position and scale properties. These are the only properties that I'm using here. And what is the leaf doing? Let's solo it. And for those that don't know, the solo button, if you hover over this circle, it'll tell you. It says solo. That's how you know. So we'll click that, and let's just see what this little leaf is doing here. Okay, it's living its best life. And it's also getting a little bit blurry. Why did I add the blur? I wanted to kind of create sort of a depth of field, a fake depth of field effect, using, what effect did I apply? Gaussian blur. I animated the blur. So no blur here, but by the time we get to the end, you'll notice there's a little bit of blur. Now, alone, it doesn't seem like much, but within the context of the full scene, you can see how it all works together. Let me play it again. And that's it. Separating your layers, and every photo would be different, but I would go for finding at least one element in the foreground, your main focus of the shot, the middle part, and the background. And all you are doing is animating position and scale. That's it. Now you could do this a different way with a camera in After Effects, but honestly, this is just the easiest way for me, and it eliminates the need to add a new camera and maybe add a null object in here to connect things to other things. This is just the easy way to do it, in my opinion. Marvin Gaye, what did I miss here? Sexual healing? Oh, you guys are getting a lot out of this one. Is the speed... Obadiah, are you trying to get me to say linear right now? Linear? I nailed it that time. I know I did. Can you make it... Is this... can you ramp up and down? Yes, you can. And I'll show you how. So let me solo Morgan and I on this layer. And right now, if you... I wish I could zoom into... Well, yeah, I can't really zoom into this keyframe, but if you can see these keyframes, these are linear keyframes. Now, if you wanted more of an ease out or an ease in, Morgan, parallax is kind of an instant pensive effect. I love it. Yes. Yes, it is. It just breathes a little more life into something that would typically be very flat, and I just love the way it looks. I got a little off track. Oh, ramp up and down, Obadiah. Okay, so these keyframes, if we were to select them and then right-click on our mouse and go down to Keyframe Assistant, if we're easing out of movement, we will select Easy Ease Out. I hope you can see that. And we can, at the end of this, we could make this keyframe, the ending keyframe. Wait, let me zoom in here. What's going on? What is this extra thing here? We don't need that. So these final keyframes at the end, we would just do the same thing. We would highlight them, right click on your mouse, keyframe assistant, easy ease in. And that will give you a little bit smoother motion. Let's see here. Now, sometimes this is useful, and but sometimes it's not. Like if you're doing a photo slideshow with this, you don't really want to see it kind of, well, I mean, maybe you do. It's a personal choice, I suppose. But if you're just doing a photo, like a cut to individual photos, it might be a little distracting if you have something that's kind of slowly coming to an end as the next picture starts to slowly move in. Maybe you want something more fluid without that, in which case I would use a different kind of keyframe. I would probably use linear keyframes as opposed to easy ease. I hope... Oh, I got the word right. Hey, did I already bring up... I wanted to say a thank you to those of you that have been so kind to correct me when I spell words wrong on the internet. Have I mentioned this already? The brain fog lately, I just don't know. I repeat myself a lot. Anyway, I just wanted to thank... There are so many comments. Oh my god. And you know what's so funny about it is I'm such a stickler for spelling and proper grammar and really paying attention to those kinds of details, because when other people are a bit sloppy, shall we say, in that area, I do judge a little bit. I do. So it's when somebody calls me out on it, I'm like, how did I miss that? I don't know, but I did. So anyway, as I'm building my awkward empire, it's very important that I keep in mind that I am human. And I make occasional mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes, but anyway, Louise, I totally get it, and I kind of do the same thing. I just do it a little more quietly in my head. I don't always make it known, but yeah, I'm judging. I am. Little bit. I know, caught in my own game. I know. So that's pretty much it, guys. You know, if we wanted to, I stated we could go more granular here, and let me just show you what that would look like, because the really time-consuming part of this is separating the layers. So if I were to go back into Photoshop here and I just have the background, I know that I want us as one element. I know that I want this leaf, and I know I want the background. So I would go into my lasso tool, and I would zoom it in. Got to get real close here. And then I would just start tracing the body. Morgan's body. Trying to get as close to the natural curves as possible. You don't want to get sloppy with this part, because it really does make a big difference if you can put in a little extra time, so the edges don't look so sharp and unnatural, because you want it to blend into the scene. So this is the granular part. It's taking this tool and click, click, click. All right, you know I'm about to get lazy here. This is going to take forever. What time is it? All right, let's speed it up. I might cut off part of my ponytail. It is what it is. Hair is really hard to trace. I know there are other methods to get like the really fine hairs, but I don't have that kind of time. So we're just going to go kind of rough here. So I will draw all the way around the important parts that I want to be part of this layer. Click, click, click. Can I read the chat while I do this? Oh, no, I definitely cannot. Just give me a second though. Let me get this part done just to show what this does. So we are clicking, we are still clicking. This is Morgan's head. This is her little ponytail here. Obviously the theme of this day was plaid. Let's just get all the plaid in here. All right, we're getting close. And of course we can zoom in closer and just get it as precise as we can. Are we getting close? I think so. Okay, so as you can see, we don't want the leaf, we just want us. So we're going to trace around the leaf. Click, click, click. This could be an ASMR thing actually right now. Click. Happy little clicks. Click. Click. There is something so satisfying about precision and repetitive tasks. Okay, so I closed that up. And now what I will do is I will go to Photoshop. In my top menu, I will just say copy, edit, copy, and then I will add a new layer. That's this button here, create a new layer. And on this layer, I will click paste. So now, if we were to hide the background, we just have that. You see that? That's really all I'm doing. The only extra step, like I said earlier, is I would probably go again. I don't know if other people do this, but I don't know. I just like the way it looks. What I'll do is I will go into the edges again, but I will come in a little bit more on the body, because what we're going to do is add just a little softer edge by adding blur to the parts of the inside. Okay, I can tell when I'm just like, let's just, whatever. I'm just trying to illustrate a point here. It's not about getting it perfect. Just want to show you what I'm doing. So again, just using the same tool, going around, going around, going around. God, I wish I had like a giant cookie or another prop right now for those of you that are drifting off. But you don't want to skip corners. Again, I just want to emphasize, like, the more time you can put into this, it will pay off in a big way. So try not to rush. Try not to rush. Going on the inside. Okay, but I am about to rush. So, Morgan, your entire ponytail is about to be blurred. I'm very sorry. I love you. Okay. Inside, inside. Getting close here. Getting close, 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 close. Okay, losing the will here. Losing the will. Oh, and there is where the arm should be, but there is no arm. Sorry to chop that off. If you feel any phantom pain later, I am so sorry. I will take all the blame for that. Okay, so we get to the end, and now if you notice my lasso tool, when I'm ready to close up a mask, there's a little bit, it shows you like the tool and then like what looks like a little circle. So if we click that, now that's highlighted. We'll go up to view and zoom out some more here. And then now what we'll do is we will go into filter in Photoshop. And we'll go to blur, and I like using this one, but you can experiment with different ones. This is, if I'm saying the name right, it's the Gaussian blur. Now, if I hover over this and let go, you can see the effect that the blur is having. I've got the radius set to 0.7 pixels here, but you can see if I were to raise the value on this, you just get more blur. You want to try, the goal is to get, you want to keep it kind of subtle, because you just want it to blend. You don't want it to stand out, you just want it to kind of blend. And I'll say, okay, so now we have a nice, soft outer edge that will work really nicely when we pull it into After Effects. And then if we add some vignette and a little bit of color correction, warmth, and dust, this is what we get. Now I can't do anything about the plaid. There's a lot of plaid, and well, you know, I could, but I don't have that kind of time. So there it is, guys. That's it. That concludes the lesson portion of this, and now I would love to see what I have been missing in the chat. So let me go back to here. Let's see here. What have I missed? What have I missed? First of all, lighting could use a little bit more of right now. Let's see. Let me scroll up here. Oh my goodness, I've missed so much. Okay, let's go. Obadiah, I don't know how to ask this, but when you blur the edges, how do you blur against an unknown background? Do the pixels become translucent? Wait, let me read that again. I don't know how to, when you blur the edges, how do you blur? Can you explain what you mean by an unknown background? Like if I were to use, instead of sunflower fields, if I were to just put in any random thing, are you asking if you would see through the pixels? You might a little bit, because with the blurring, it's sort of like a slow, gradual thing. So the transparency of it is intended to blend. So maybe Derek, the theme is corn. Okay. Hey, good to know, Patch85. Awesome. Thank you, O, with the cat face. The end result was magic. Thank you, Luis. Yeah, it's fun. It's a really fun effect. And if you have, if you have access to these tools, I think somebody in the comments earlier said that there's maybe a way to do this with Canva, which I'm not very familiar with, but hey, if there are easier solutions than this, go for it. Sorry, Morgan's ponytail. Okay, am I caught up? Just making sure here. Let me see. Were there other questions? Oh, Steve, you like the baby bear story short? Yeah, that was fun. Those books were my entire childhood, and very specifically the one about eating too much junk food. Not much has changed. Um, but Morgan has a natural on-screen presence, I think. I don't think she gives herself enough credit there. She's great on camera, especially when she gets comfortable. Oh, now make each individual sunflower move. Oh man, I mean that could be done if you're willing to spend that kind of time, maybe. But did you say Morgan? Yes, I did. Are there other Morgans in the chat right now? Anyway, guys, I filmed a new project with my mom recently, and I dressed as Luke Skywalker, but my character is Amy Sky Awkward. Somebody else had that idea, and I thought it was brilliant. We also had a baby Yoda in there. Now, what we had set out to do with this footage, it might be something totally different. Mom, if you're watching this, it might be something totally different because I had a very last minute idea using the House of Pain song, Jump Around. I was trying to make the thing dance, you know? I thought it'd be cool to make a dance video with baby Yoda because why not? John Blue, sending gratitude from a Taoist monastery near Seattle. Oh, thanks for being here, John. So we're having the rise of the sky awkward, maybe. We did have some actual lightsabers. We did manage to get like a couple moves in there, but the rods were pretty long, and so we had to contend with not breaking things in the process of an epic battle, Star Wars style. So we'll just see if I can make that work in the editing. Yes, Resolute, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Bernie. Jump around. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. Yes. Yes. That was just a last minute idea. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but it'd be fun. So, anyway. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's I'm gonna keep it a little brief tonight. Trying to increase my watch time, and I think the longer I go on these, I just start rambling a lot. But I'm thinking next week, if you guys are down, maybe we could just hang out, just chat. I feel like I miss a lot during these. It's really hard to teach and also engage. So, if you would like to just, I don't know, we could talk about whatever, but that's what I'm leaning towards for next week. So, yeah. Yes. All right. Well, it is that time again. Thank you for watching. Super awkward and out tonight. Awkward. Ooh, live Q&A. You know what? I love that. Maybe I'll put out a community post or a poll and just ask for questions, and maybe the top liked comments or questions, maybe that could be the basis of next week's stream. That's a great idea, Jonathan. Thank you. Yeah, we can stay up late, swap stories, and in the morning I'm waffles. All right, okay. I love waffles. Better than pancakes. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. It's just how I feel. Yeah, waffles were like a big tradition in my family growing up. Blueberry waffles. So yeah, I love waffles. Yeah. All right, guys. Oh, Digby, you got here so late. I'm about to wrap up. We'll go back. I kept it kind of short tonight, but I hope you find some value in it, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. Thank you for your continued support and comments and love, and yeah, this is a cool group. Slumber party. All right, guys. Awkward.